Hi everyone, today we'll make goat biryani, which is made the East African way. This is more moist and more easier. The Indian and Pakistani biryanis tend to be more drier. So I got about 1.3 pounds of goat meat here. So to this goat meat I've added about 1.5 blended onion. And I think that is less, so I'm going to add a little more. Biryani takes a lot of onion, so I'll add half. As you can see, I've just upped the onions and now I have 2 onions that are blended or finely, very finely chopped in a blender, and I've added a tablespoon of ginger and a tablespoon of garlic to it. So I added 2 finely chopped green chilies to it, and I'll add 2.5 blended tomatoes to it. To this I'm going to add a heaped tablespoon of tomato paste. I think I'll add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. So I added 2 heaped tablespoons of tomato paste. I use this one. Sorry, I use this one. To this I will add 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. I'll add 1 teaspoon of heaped jeera powder and 1 level teaspoon of garam masala. To this I added a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of paprika, and 3/4 teaspoons of turmeric haldi. I've added 4 tablespoons of plain yogurt. I've added 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. I've added 5 pieces of cloves. I've added 2 pieces of broken cinnamon. To this I'll add about 6 pieces of whole black peppercorns. And then I'll give it a mix and let it marinate for at least 2 or 3 hours. So I've given it all mixed. Let it sit for 2 or 3 hours or overnight for better results. And then I'll show you what to do next. I will soak my rice now. In the meanwhile, I've already soaked 2 cups of water, 2 cups of rice now. And I'll wash and rinse them later. First I'll just soak them. Now because I'm soaking them for a longer time, that means my cooking time will be reduced to about 10-15 minutes. So I'll show you how we go about this. So as you can see, I've just added the marinated meat to 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, and I will now pressure cook it for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, I will make some lassi or dahi for the biryani. They both go together. So I've added 10 tablespoons of plain yogurt, and I've added half a teaspoon of salt to it. I'll add some cumin powder, freshly ground. I'll blend the cumin powder. And then taste it. I had to add a little more cumin powder, and I'll blend it again. Now because my blender is small, I will add water separate. So this is what this yogurt looks like, and this can be had as lassi as well as be put on the biryani itself. Usually biryani is had with yogurt. So I'll add it in a bowl and then thin it up with some water. So this is what the yogurt looks like. I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of water to it. My yogurt was thick, so I'm going to thin it out a little. Not very watery, but just medium consistency. This is what my yogurt looks like. And this can be added as a dip to the biryani, or again add as a lassi. So if you can see, this is what the biryani looks like. I just opened it after 20 minutes, so I'm going to give it a stir and check the tenderness of the meat, and also check it for spices. So if you can see, I had to add a little bit of salt, and I added a little bit of green chili, so about half a green chili, just to make it a little spicier. I mean, you have to adjust the spices according to your taste. At this point, I will add the potatoes. I've checked the meat, it's halfway through. So that means I'll have to pressure cook it for another 20 minutes, and I will add my potatoes at this time. And I have diced, I've chunked 2 potatoes into huge pieces so that they stand out, and I'll add it to the pressure cooker. So this is what my potatoes now look like, and I'm going to give it all mix and cook it on medium low heat for 20 more minutes. So in another pan, I am now preparing to make my rice. I've added a tablespoon of olive oil and half a teaspoon of cumin. I do like cumin in my rice. If you don't like cumin, you can avoid it. So I'm just going to brown it for a few minutes, and then I add the water. And because these are 2 glasses of rice, I will add 4 glasses of water. 1:2 ratio. You can see my cumin has started sizzling, and I will now add the water. Now, because my rice has been soaking for a very long time, it's been soaking for about 3 hours, I will not add the 1:2 ratio. I will reduce the amount of water because I had 2 cups of rice. I will have 3.5 cups of water. To this water, I also added like about quarter teaspoon of salt to season the rice. This is a very important step. When I was a novice learner, I made this mistake. But once I finished the entire biryani, but I did not season the rice, and I could tell that something was off. So do add some salt to your rice as you're boiling it. It makes a difference. As you can see, the water is now boiling. This is the time to add the rice. Then I washed and I soaked my rice. I washed it 3 times. I will add it to the pot. I will check on my rice in 10 minutes and then let you know how it goes. Because this has been soaking for long, the cooking time will be completely reduced. You can see this is what my rice looks like in 5 minutes, and I will give it a quick stir so that all the flavors are infused all over the rice. And then I'll cover it up with a lid. I was cooking on medium heat, and I will reduce the heat to low. So this is what this masala looks like at 20 minutes, and I just checked the potatoes and they don't look ready to me yet. So I'm going to give it 5 more minutes and just pressure cook it for another 5 minutes. The knife should easily go through the potatoes, and I see some firmness yet. So I have separated my rice into 2 halves, and this is what my masala looks like. It looks like I have a lot of masala, so I'm going to leave some and use it as salan for the next day and have it with roti. I'm going to separate, use what I need, and whatever is extra can be used the next day. See, this is what this biryani now looks like. Now I'm going to layer it with the rice on top. So this is what it looks like. I've layered it with rice, and my daughter is doing the mixing of some food coloring with some water. Show me. This is what it looks like, and she's going to spoon it all over the biryani. Can you do that? All over, all over. Thank you. So this is the coloring we have added. So this is what it all looks like. I will heat it on the lowest heat for about 5 to 7 minutes, and it's ready. We are cooking this rice on the lowest heat. But covered with a lid. These 5 minutes are very important for the whole dish to incorporate. 5 to 7 minutes. My rice is quite well done, so I have to reduce the time that it sits towards the end. So my biryani is ready. You serve it with the dahi and the salad, and it is a sure crowd pleaser. If you like this recipe, hit on the like button. And if you feel to subscribe and share this recipe, it is a wonderful recipe. I'm sure your family will like it, just like mine. Enjoy this dish. Thanks for watching. Bye.